right, now let's try to see if it's working or not. Yeah, again, I do apologize. There was a connection time out on the issue of the live stream, so let's hope that it's a fix or anything else. If it does it the second time, I'm still going to fix it because I'm not going to have this problem this time. Looks like the problem is solved and everything else. Again, I do apologize what happened because I'm not going to have that problem again. So let's hope because we had that problem before and then it ruined my whole episode. So it looks like it's working good. All right, so welcome everyone to the Speed JPO 303 channel on youtube.com/@SpeedJPO303. And be sure to subscribe to my channel to youtube.com/@SpeedJPO303. This is episode number 11 of the Formula 1 26 My Team JPO Career Mode. This is the British Grand Prix, our second crown jewel race of the season. Now, if you missed the previous one, episode number 10, it was at the Austrian Grand Prix. Check it out also at youtube.com/SpeedJPO303. And then also you can check twitch.tv/SpeedJPO303 and follow up to my channel there. And then click on the red bell to your right to subscribe to youtube.com/SpeedJPO303. And then also you can, if you want to check AI videos, you can go to TikTok at SpeedJPO303. And then also Pomo Morero Instagram. And then the DeviantArt at the SpeedJPO3. Well, I'm going to check to make sure that the connection doesn't time out again. So I wanted to see if it keeps up and running. Well, I'm going to check it again because I don't want to see this go out again. All right, we're getting ready for sprint qualifying. This is also our 4th sprint format race of the season here at the British Grand Prix. I'm glad I checked it this time, but I'm not going to have that episode problem again. right, that was 1:42, but we slowed down in some of the corners over there, but let's hope it will be fast enough. Yeah, it's not fast enough. So if we can hold it. It's at P17, but oh no, we got knocked out.
And that's it for sprint qualifying. Plenty more coming up over the rest of the weekend.
We
So
should
we'll
have
see
gotten
you all
a little
tomorrow.
bit more faster. We should have gotten a little bit more faster out of that one, and now we have to start on P18. We've just not been doing well on these conditions, and Gabriel Bortoletto had enough speed. But it will clear up during the sprint race, but we have a lot of catching up to do. We just didn't get enough speed out of this thing, and we've been having problems with it all season long and everything else, but it is what it is. But we're going to try to maybe move up into the field and try to see if we can get a good position out of it in the top 5, and then maybe do a little bit more better in the main event qualifying during this race. So 17 laps of the sprint race here at the British Grand Prix in episode number 11. So if we can try to move up and catch up.
Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. Straddling the border of Northamptonshire and Buckinghamshire, the 18 corners of Silverstone circuit form the 3.6-mile beating heart of Formula One. It's been reinvented over the years, with Turn 1 now the fast right-hander of Abbey. But the magic of racing is as strong here as it's ever been. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Antonelli, Russell, Max Verstappen and Norris, Piastri, Hadjar, Sainz and Victor Martins, Gasly, Albon, Liam Lawson and Ocon, Bottas, Alonso, Gabriel Bortoletto and Pepe Marti, Behrman, Hulkenberg, Lindblad, Stroll, Perez and Franco Colapinto rounds off the grid. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. And alongside me today, a man who I'm always pleased to see join me in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. I love being here at Silverstone. I know you do too. Mainly because we get to sleep in our own houses for a week. But what do the drivers enjoy most about this track?
Well, Silverstone's such a challenging circuit, Crofty, more so for the car than the driver, because these high-speed corners at Silverstone really test this modern-day F1 machinery to its maximum. We don't get that many times throughout the calendar. I can only think of Suzuka and Spa, maybe Qatar as well, with that high-energy cornering that you get here at Silverstone. So the drivers love throwing the car around through corners like Copse, Baggett's and Beckett's, for example, and it's really influential for your lap time as well.
All right.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
And we are going to go with the soft tires, so everybody else is going to be going for the same thing. So we'll go 17 laps on the soft tires, see if we can try to catch up to the field here in our 4th sprint format race of the season, and see no matter where we go and no matter where we finish, we'll see what we can try to move back up into the front after our rainy conditions altered our qualifying, because we're still not getting the results that we needed. But man, we should have made it into the second qualifying session, but it looks like I had problems again with the braking.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected.
Yeah, I didn't mean to make contact with Bortoletto like that. He was blocking me from behind, and now we have to wait for all the others to come in. Well, we're waiting for the rest of the field to come in. All right, here we go for our 4th sprint race of the season. Start here for Pepe Marty.
Overtake mode active. Overtake active. You've got more power now from the hybrid system. Use boost on the next long straight to get past. Okay, overtake enabled, overtake enabled. Right, you've got boost mode available now. Use it if you want to.
And we move up into another place. We're still not in place position in the sprint race.
You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up.
And heavy braking going on in the icy contour.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Nice move, good job. We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap. Okay, mate, boost mode if you need it. Boost mode if you need it.
Heavy contact right now with Antonelli and Norris.
Keep on him, he might make a mistake. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 10.5 seconds. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good.
I can't make that move because I might stop it.
job, nice overtake.
Oh man, that was such a close call right there.
Gap to your teammate behind, 14.2 seconds. mode is available now. Brilliant, nice move, keep going. Final lap, push, push.
Final lap of the race. This is the battle for the podium. Did a good job moving up from P2 all the way to P3. Did not get the P3 that we needed, and Charles Leclerc had too much boost on his car. But what a great move by Pepe Marti, going from P18 and then going into P4.
So with the sprint concluded, join us next time for qualifying and of course the main event, this weekend's Formula One Grand Prix. We'll see you next time.
And what a good job by Lewis Hamilton. So we received 5 points moving up from P17 to P4, but we need to get a better qualifying in the main event. So what a good job for Pepe Marti by moving up on those spots. But he still has a healthy lead over Lando Norris by about 104 points. So Lewis Hamilton went on with the win, but you know, he's not having a good season, but he is up in the 8th place in the point standings with 58. And McLaren just still holds on to the lead in the constructor standings with 277 points while we're 7 behind. We're still in the single digits. But see if we can have a much better performance in main event qualifying when we get into the next one. Well, we need to have a better position to get into the main event qualifying, so that way we can do well at the end in the rain. All right, we are set and ready for main event qualifying, and now it will be better weather this time at Silverstone. Can we try to go on top of the board?
Welcome along everybody to a venue that was built for speed. Once an airfield, now one of the finest racetracks in the world. It's qualifying day here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix.
All right, we're set and ready to go for main event qualifying here at Silverstone. We're trying to buy some time a little bit and then see if we can try to boost the speed up a little bit. Our best speed right now is minute 29.992.
We've been pushed down to P24, mate. Come on.
And we got the fastest, minute 29.797. And we went from on top of the board, man, barely getting around George Russell. He had a minute 29.890, minute 29.797. And we are the fastest here. That's the first time that Audi has been the fastest here at the British Grand Prix, but we have two more qualifying left to go with a minute 29.797. We should be able to maybe get a top four on this because they're going to get even faster in the next qualifying session. That's obviously a nice start here in the main event. If we could try to pull away later on in the race, then we'll have a good comfortable position in the rain to do well. it's a little bit faster. It's a minute 29.892. Man, almost about 2 car lengths slower, but Charles Leclerc is the fastest. We still did a great job out there. We're up into P2. If we could keep it into the top 4, we're going to be in great shape for the main event race, and especially in the rating conditions if we could denominate. All right, here we go, the final qualifying session. Was a P3. Well, we couldn't beat out the 2 Ferraris there, but that was a great effort right there for Pepe Marti. But this is the fastest lap that we have ever had here, and we almost came close to getting the pole. Oh, but we dropped down into P5 because it looks like Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris. But this is a great starting spot. P5 with a minute 29.582 because Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris had better efforts and they put on the extra tires. So once again, Lewis Hamilton takes the pole here at the British Grand Prix. George Russell, Charles Leclerc, and we start in P5. Amazing job in qualifying at the British Grand Prix. All right, we are set and ready to go for the main event here at the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. At the end of the race, we will see what's going to happen here at the end. And then we got the rainy conditions coming up right until near the 3/4 mark, and we could lead it all the way into the end. Let's get ready for the British Grand Prix for episode number 11 in the halfway point of the Formula One season. Will Audi continue to try to keep the streak alive?
You join us in the United Kingdom today, or Great Britain as it's alternatively known. Well, it's certainly a great day today as we welcome you to one of the crown jewels of British sports, a track of speed, history and drama. It's Silverstone. It's the British Grand Prix. The 3.6-mile-long Silverstone circuit is one of the longest of the season, with 18 corners in the current layout. With average lap speeds reaching around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the quickest tracks of the year. Watch out for cars taking the right-handers of Abbey and of Copse flat out. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Norris, Pepe Marti and Antonelli, Verstappen, Piastri, Hadjar and Carlos Sainz, Gasly, Albon, Franco Colapinto and Bottas, Ocon, Lawson, Ollie Behrman and Arvid Lindblad, Bortoletto, Alonso, Perez, Hülkenberg, Stroll and Victor Martins rounds off the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And alongside me in the commentary box, my old friend, Anthony Davidson. In Formula One, Ant, we take every race as it comes, and there's always another race next week. But some milestones are worth thinking about. And this, double figures now for our new team.
Yeah, the team's 10th appearance. They've done well to this point. They're getting their foot through the door, but there's a lot more to come. Much tougher tracks where you've got to get even more performance out of your car.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
All right, here we go. We're getting ready for the British Grand Prix for episode number 11. Can Pepe Marti try to make 2 crown jewel races in a row? So Pepe Marti will take on the medium tires, and I think that'll be the tire of choice that we do before the rains come and approach here. We have 24 laps to do it. Maybe take a little bit more fuel into it because I don't know how the rain is going to feel out right at the end. But let's try to go as fast as we could here at the British Grand Prix for episode number 11. And then we try to have a shot of winning this thing. It's running at a good starting time. This is way better than starting in P18. Now we're starting here in P5 in the main event. Well, Ferrari is looking a little bit of a wake up. They've already got 2 wins under their belt. Well, each teammate have won with Leclerc and Hamilton, and Ferrari can do well in the second half of the season. The next race for them is going to be the Belgian Grand Prix. That is going to be episode number 12 for our next one. And we will do the Belgian Grand Prix.
No rain expected. No rain expected for the time being.
For the Belgian Grand Prix, the next one, the longest of the circuit in the Formula One calendar. And there was 540,000 people here in the British Grand Prix. With a sold-out crowd in the first place of Formula One on the 4th of July weekend. Things have dramatically changed at this birthplace of Formula One.
Okay, good parking there, mate. Now we need to make sure we get a great launch as the race starts. Okay, so that's the rest of the grid forming up now. Be patient and watch for those lights.
We should be able to get the overtime boost as well too.
Okay, so overtake mode active. We'll get some extra power from the hybrid system now. Use boost on the next long straight to get past. Okay, overtake enabled, overtake enabled. Okay, so that's boost mode available if you need it. Okay, we've lost a position. That's us down a place.
Oh my goodness, barely we get around. Hesitated for a while, but then squeezed in and barely made it.
Tyre condition still looking good.
And the more they turn that Hamilton, the more it's pulled away, but the better it's going to be.
We think we might see some rain, ETA about 15 minutes.
We're leading by about 1.6 seconds, but Hamilton and Norris are going at it for second and third. And we got a good comfortable lead right now here in the British Grand Prix. Lopez is out of the race. That is the second race in a row. He has been out. Up the race for the Cadillac again. So that's for Lopez.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 16.4 seconds. flag.
We're also pulling away from the Charlotte Burke and Finale. We also want to give a big congratulations to our winners this weekend. To Charlotte Burke for winning here at the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. And also, NASCAR returning to the Chicagoland Speedway. Case Briscoe won the race. And congratulations to them. He gets his first win of the
Okay,
season.
expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
And looks like we're having a little bit of delay on the rainy conditions, so we should be able to come in possibly maybe on lap. It will be possibly maybe on lap 18 or lap 20, right around our pit window, so we can maybe stay out there with these enters and then go to then the rest of the way just go with the enters because that will be our one and only pit stop. Because we'll have enough laps so that we'll finish it.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Well, Hamilton and Norris keeps passing, and we're going to keep on pulling away because they're running towards that dirty air. They're still running together in second and third.
Gap to your teammate behind, 23.1 seconds.
especially in the summer, England really that rains a lot. It doesn't dry a lot so much because that's why there's so much of the grass and the great cultural foundation here at Silverstone. And remember, Silverstone is the town, Silverstone, England. That's where this pretty circuit is. It's in between Manchester and London.
Okay, we don't think we're far away from rain now. I'll keep you updated as conditions change.
Yes, we protected it. Now it came by a little bit early, so we're going to be seeing a sparkle of rain coming down around this lap. We were projecting it was going to be lap 18, but right now it came in early on lap 16.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 29.6 seconds.
and drive permission. And now the rest of the race, we're going to have to delve the race.
And we're still happy that we're on the right tyres at the moment.
begin to pour a little bit heavier.
Okay, track conditions aren't improving. It's your choice as to whether you want to fit full wets next time you come in. Light rain will stay with us for at least 20 minutes, maybe more. Light rain is here to stay. Alright, we're getting very close to the crossover point now. Stay out if you have the pace, but as soon as you hit the limit, come in and we'll put the inters on.
And we should be able to disable the overtake boost. Before you see it, 53 laps, we're still on.
Weather's changing now, we're going to have to change strategy, so it's time to box. Copy. Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this lap, box this lap. Other teams are fitting intermediate tyres. It might be worth considering changing yours too. Okay, Victor's in the pits. He's coming in for his stop now. Okay, so because of the conditions, boost mode and full straight mode disabled. Boost and full straight mode have been disabled, so partial straight mode only. Okay, pit in this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach.
Alright, this is our one and only pit stop.
Right, let's go, come on.
Nice
Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that.
We beat out Lando Norris.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Lewis Hamilton had a faster pit stop, but we had a much faster pit stop than Lando Norris.
no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. The rain's going to keep getting heavier for the next 15 minutes at least.
Hopefully next season here, when we come back to the British Grand Prix, we'll be drawing in the 30s, but the weather conditions should be excellent.
The pace is strong, but be aware these tyres need to go the distance.
Well, I lost the lead because Lewis Hamilton got me on the loose side, and then it unstable my car, and then I had to back out of it. Nothing to do with this condition.
Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 3.9 seconds.
we're losing a lot of ground on the dirt track side. You're not getting up to speed on these kind of conditions.
Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 10.2 seconds. Gap to your teammate behind, 53.4 seconds. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 3.5 seconds. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. At the moment, the car behind is lapping faster than us by around a second a lap. managing your tyres, manage your tyres. At least another 10 minutes until this rain evens out. Stay alert out there. Are you coping okay with this weather? We're watching the amount of standing water on the road, and for now we think it's safe to stay with the Inter. And gap to the car in front, 7.2 seconds. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 48.4 seconds. Virtual safety car deployed. Slow down and maintain a positive delta. Virtual safety car is deployed. Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low and we're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately. Okay, VSC ending. We're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
conditions came in from near the end of the stint. It's a lead, and now we're losing now.
Okay, gap ahead, 11.0 seconds. Okay, gap to the car in front, 14.5 seconds. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. gap to your teammate behind, 41.4 seconds. And we're still happy that we're on the right tyres at the moment. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 21.7 seconds. Radar suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now. Okay, we lost the position. Try to keep focus. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 29.9 seconds. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 34.6 seconds. Tyre condition still looking good. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 33.8 seconds. still not a perfect situation, but I don't think we've got cause to move on to a different tyre yet. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 39.3 seconds.
Development yet, but we're kind of get up to speed in the rain. We were leading and then we lost control of the car, and then we can only stop for a full place finish.
And gap to the car in front, 43.3 seconds. Okay, gap ahead, 45.9 seconds. Gap to your teammate behind, 30.4 seconds. Okay, heavy rain will be staying with us for a while now, at least a 20-minute window of heavy rain.
In these conditions, it's so terrible for the Audi. If it stayed dry like this out there, we could have won the thing, but it looks like Cafe Marty's streak is going to be ending if we got interrupted by rain. This is something that the Formula One needs to fix, is the conditions. Formula 25, you know, the other side of that engine is looking pretty good. And we have the larger cars that here, and the larger cars that work far better in the rain than the 2026 car.
Tyre situation's an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got for now.
All the way to the finish line. Time around will be 3 laps to go, so we try to hold on to P4. Difficult thing today for the Audis. They've been so long in bad conditions. We had a waiting hopefully we have a dry race in the next one when we go to the Belgian Grand Prix for episode number 12. And the halfway point will be 26 this season.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 31.1 seconds.
Nice job that we pulled up that fuel call too during the beginning of the race.
Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
Congratulations to the Ferrari team for getting their first win of the season. Well, things didn't work out in the rain for the Audi. The Audi was able to launch their first place and to hold off the Piastri for the last round here at the Silverstone circuit. And we had a rough qualifying and straight qualifying, putting us in P17. Then in the straight race, we moved up into P3. It's a British 1, 2, 3 sweep, wheeling in the street. And again, we still hold off Oscar Piastri. We move on to the final corner, and we are going to survive and hold on to P4. Silverstone circuit in the British Grand Prix. Good driving for Pepe Money, but it just didn't work out in the rain.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Yeah, why did the rain have to go calm? And then we should have won this race.
And as we've said so many times in the past, the checkered flag is out for our winner, Lewis Hamilton.
Taking victory at their home circuit as well. What a place to do it. The fans are loving it. They're lapping it up. They have been all weekend long, and they have delivered what the fans wanted to see.
And once all the hard work is over, and after lap of brilliant racing, it's time now to celebrate with our podium trio. And back on the top spots that he's taken so often in the past. So well done to Lewis Hamilton.
Well, look at this. So the British have swept 1, 2, 3 at the British Grand Prix with Lando Norris in second and George Russell in third. And they were tough to beat, but it was a British invasion race at the Silverstone circuit with Lewis Hamilton winning.
After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
So we get 17 points out of this one, but Lewis Hamilton gets a huge chunk amount of points, but George Russell and Lando Norris gets 22 points, so we stay consistent to stay in the lead in the point standings. So we finished 4th place on both the sprint race and the main event. And a good job for Victor Martins in the main event, going from 24th all the way to 12th. But he could have had points over there, but rain interrupted everything. So in the point standings, we still lead 98 points over Lando Norris. We have 275 over 177. George Russell in third, Leclerc fourth, and then Piastri fifth. And a huge chunk amount of points for Lewis Hamilton, and he closes it up for Kimi Antonelli by about 83, 86 points. But he was having a disastrous season, but it was a remarkable win to see Lewis Hamilton dropping the hammer, coming back to victory lane. But it doesn't do good in the constructors' point standings as we drop down to 23 points because McLaren finished second and fifth. So we dropped it down to 282 points. Mercedes is third with 242, 212, and then Red Bull Racing with 140. Well, it didn't go quite the way we planned, but we're going to have better speed when we need to go into these rainy conditions. good effort of it. We got 17 points. We still stay consistent into the points lead, and we'll rebound in the next race. And hopefully, there'll be no rain over at the Belgian Grand Prix at the Spa-Francorchamps. All right, let's go to the meeting before we close out here. Remember, we're going to have 2 new drivers. We're going to have Botez, and he's still having a disastrous season with the caddy team, but he better not fail me next season while he goes to maybe the Team J-Pro 45, and then we're also going to change engine manufacturers to either Ferrari or Mercedes, so we'll see who will be on top of the board. So, man, we did a good job in the dry conditions, doing a great job in the rain and all that, and then suddenly the car went backwards, but at least it didn't go too backwards, and then we finished up in 4th place. But we'll be able to get back in the fight in the next race, and hopefully the weather will cooperate in the Spa-Francorchamps in the Belgian Grand Prix. But it was excellent effort, excellent racing, 4th place in the sprint, and then the main event itself. But we just didn't get enough speed of it in the rainy conditions. But hopefully weather will improve in the next one, and we will do well in the Belgian Grand Prix. But thanks everyone so much for watching on the Speed J-Pro 303 channel. It was a good race, and we'll try to do a little bit well, and then try to get everything to move forward. And then in episode number 12, the Belgian Grand Prix, hopefully we can have a very safe and clean and safe race. So thanks everyone for watching on the Speed J-Pro channel. Be sure to subscribe to youtube.com/@SpeedJPro303. But it came up short and everything else, but had our first finish of the season. But we'll be able to do better and to figure out what we can do in rainy conditions. So goodbye for now then. Hopefully we'll see you to the next one. Until then, so long everyone. We'll see you in the Belgian Grand Prix. All right, goodbye everyone. Have a good day.